In some cases, networking today is relevant. In some cases, networking today is not relevant. It definitely depends on the world that you're in. It definitely depends on the industry.
What about the networking where we're talking about the little guys, where it's just more or less you're excluding the businesses and it's just like a happy hour network?
Yeah.
Are those relevant?
No.
In today's time frame?
In my opinion, no. I think that that could totally be replaced with, if we learned how to use LinkedIn as an example, I think that level of networking could totally be replaced with LinkedIn. I think if, people, professionals that were on LinkedIn have more of a friendly business rapport with each other and would be willing to have some conversations here and there and make some introductions and willing to, speak to somebody maybe you don't know, different things like that, you could totally eliminate all the physically having to go somewhere to, shake hands or trade cards with somebody. You definitely wouldn't have to do that. I totally think that's a waste.
I know you're very passionate about that. What are your thoughts on it?
I don't think you ever replace the human element. I see LinkedIn, and I'm big on LinkedIn. I see it as a compliment, and then there's a social etiquette to LinkedIn as well, to how you go about it. There's a right and wrong way of doing things. So
anyway.
I mean, the best way to meet somebody is to actually be introduced instead of randomly adding people to your LinkedIn.
When you say right way,
just like there's a right
conventional way. Because what defines right?
Well,
keep in mind with the changing.
So it won't be.
It's kind of like the changing of the guard, so
it won't be off-putting. First impressions are everything. So how you introduce yourself can be the difference of. And I've done both. I've done. Depends on what your goal is. If you're trying to move business forward, which that's what I would be trying to do on LinkedIn, moving business forward. I've had situations in which I didn't have a relationship with someone. I tried to link up with them. Reached out to them, no response.
So you move on.
No.
I've also had it where I know somebody that knew someone, and I say, hey, can you introduce me to that person? That person, yeah, sure. I introduce to that person, and I get a response.
Right.
So that, for an example, or even how you approach somebody in conversation. Do you use a basic tag that LinkedIn provides with you, or do you customize it, personalize it, and say, hey, my name's Daryl, just want to reach out to you. I've had the opportunity to read your profile. I think you're this. Don't mention anything about trying to advance your cause, but just, anything I can do for you, you'll get better resuls.
That's funny because I just received a message that someone, that's the exact same thing they stated. If there's anything I can do for you, reach out to me.
It's all about being that's the servant approach.
That's cheesy.
Whether you do, at the end of the day, you might feel that way, but
it did catch my attention though. It did catch my attention.
But if somebody tries to reach out to you, man, and they and it's just kind of like going in without a rubber, it's just. I'm just saying. Think about it. Right? Can you imagine?
Thought about it in that sense, but
it's like think about it. Think about a normal social setting, right? A normal social setting. Say we're not married men, right? Right.
But I am.
We are.
Okay.
And how we would introduce ourselves to a woman. There are certain
etiquettes. Yeah. Okay.
Protocols. Hey, hey, look, hi. I want to, take this number, man. I want you to give me a call tonight. I want to hit it. Couldn't say that. Right? Hey, can I buy you a drink? You look nice tonight. You look very lovely. Buy them a drink.
Makes sense.
I would love to hang out sometime. Here's my number.
And move forward from there.
And you move forward.
Right.
Right? Social etiquette.
But
one will get you one. I'm just, dude.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't change.
But it has changed.
It doesn't change. What I mean by that is what I mean.
But hear me out. Hear me out. So this is and maybe it's just my experience when I'm going to these networking happy hour events where I'm supposed to go out and introduce myself and gain relationships. So one is cliquish. You are going back to you're going to be with like-minded people or people that you're comfortable with.
Okay.
If you are going into a happy hour and it's not 2 or 3, maybe even 3 or 4, some people may not even approach you.
Okay.
Because they're intimidated by the number of people that you're associated with in that particular event. Mm-hmm. So it becomes almost what am I doing here? Right. And you may have a business card, but I'll be honest, I don't remember the last time I actually went to an event and handed out a business card.
I have.
It all depends on, as somebody that has to do. I give you a prime example. The last Tuesdays at the Ritz-Carlton, the bar area is crowded with it's probably 150 people in a 75 capacity person space.
Wow.
So it's really like overflowing with people. If you go by yourself, it's almost to the point where you probably could stand in one spot and just stand there. And somebody at some point is going to either bump into you and then you guys end up talking, or somebody will see you standing there and will say something to you, that type of situation. Right. If you go in 2s or 3s, kind of like what you said, and you make little small clumps, you'll actually have people that will come over and try to have conversation with you because you can actually strategically place yourself to where people will walk over because you're in small clumps. But I definitely agree with you, just from networking events as a whole, because I've had to do them for quite some time now with all of my roles. They are cliquish because you have people that go to the same things all the time, so they see all the people that they know all the time, and then they get with those buddies, and it's we're kicking it. Sometimes they even forget. I think they forget about why are you here? Are you here to
socialize,
do business, or are you here to meet friends?
Right.
And in my personal opinion, anytime I go to a networking event, it's not to socialize. I don't necessarily. I mean, I don't mind being social with you, but I'm not looking to be your friend. I'm trying to further whatever purpose I have. Right. So.
You do that by socializing. I mean, so, right? So, I mean.